Aspen will be here. So, first about my upload schedule. So I started school and, okay, let me start over. So I started school and I don't have a lot of time on my hands anymore. I actually tried to make a whole video about like my first few days of school and stuff and how horrid they were. But of course, the files got corrupted and my camera glitched and I didn't know where like I ended and stuff. So I decided, you know what, I'll just trash it. It's fine. They probably don't want to hear about my first day of school anyways. So, yeah. Just completely trashed it. But, since I did start school, like I said, don't have a lot of time on my hands. So I will mainly be posting during the weekends, like on Fridays or Saturdays. I don't know about Sundays, but maybe. So, yeah, that's it about my upload schedule. But, to the rant now. So yesterday I got home from school and my mom and sister wanted to go to Provino's, which is like an Italian restaurant, if you didn't know. And so of course I didn't want to go. I was hungry anyways. I was like, okay, I'm not going. There goes my cat. And they talked me into going. I seriously wished I didn't go because we were out for 6 hours. So we got to Provino's, and it was so slow. We got there around 7 o'clock, I think. 7:30, somewhere around in there. And we get there, we don't even get our food for like 45 minutes. We get our food, we eat it. Our waitress doesn't bring us our check. We literally have to go to the front to get our check. And it was just so slow. We didn't get our food for 45 minutes after we ordered. And we ordered like right away. We were like, we want a Coke and some Alfredo fettuccine. Or fettuccine Alfredo. Whatever. And so it's not like we were like, oh, we want Cokes. Comes back. Are you ready to order? No. No, we ordered like right as she came up. She was like, okay, what do you want to drink? And we're like, oh, we're ready to order too. And she's like, okay. And she forgets our straws. She brings our drinks and is like, oh, I forgot straws. Let me go get straws. It's like, why aren't you carrying straws in your pockets? But okay. And so we then wait 45 minutes after that for our food. And I actually finished my drink. I was really thirsty. And I finish it, and it sits there in front of me for like 10 minutes, just empty. And I'm like, okay, where is our waitress? I'm thirsty, I want more Coke. So, yeah. And then we finish our food, and by now we've been there for like an hour and 10 minutes. And we're like, hey, waitress, can we get to-go boxes? Which signifies we want to leave. She brings back to-go boxes and leaves for like 10 minutes. And we're like, okay, where is our check? We want to pay. We want to leave. We've been here for like an hour and 20 minutes already. Where is our waitress? So we eventually get up and go to the front desk and are like, hey, we've been sitting at our table for like 10-15 minutes waiting on our waitress to bring us our check. She still hasn't. Can we pay here? And they're like, yeah, but your check is with your waitress. We gotta go find your waitress. They go and find our waitress. She comes back. She doesn't even have the check made yet. So, she has to make the check right there. And then we pay it. And that takes like 5 minutes to pay it. It's like, how slow can you go? And I was already kind of fed up by now. Like, I hate slow service. Like, I get maybe you're crowded, maybe you're completely full, but still, an hour and a half for us to get our dinner, eat it, and leave? That's outrageous. So, of course, we then go to Staples because we have to get some more school supplies. We go in there, And we find what we need, but my mom finds some pins that she really likes, and she's like, okay, they only have like 2 packs of these. So she goes and gets this worker, and he goes around and helps try to find the pins. He thinks he found them, but he found the wrong kind. And so, of course, yeah. And my sister is looking around like a mad woman, like, I'm buying this and this and this and this and this and that. And we're like, oh my god. So, of course, we spend about 30 minutes in Staples. Then we drive to Walmart. So now it's been, I don't know, I think we were actually out for only 5 hours. It was, by now it had been like 3 hours maybe, because like the hour and a half at Pavino's, the half an hour we were in, Staples, and then like the 30-minute drive to Walmart. So that had been like 2.5 hours right there. And then of course we go around and get all our stuff, which takes us about 30 to 45 minutes. And then we go up, and Mom actually sees her friends and is like, okay, you know, I'll talk to my friends. So that's another 10 minutes. And then it is so slow. The cashiers are so slow. And we decided to go to a different cashier because our cashier was going at like a snail's pace. So we're like, okay, we'll go get in another line. Well, all the other lines, including that one, clear out like 5 people by the time we have done our one thing. And it's not like we had a lot of groceries. We had like one little, like, you know, laundry basket full, like one of those tiny square laundry baskets. It wasn't a lot. So, of course, that takes about like 20 minutes in itself. And then we have to go and load it all in the car and all that. And then we have like the 30-45 minute drive home. And I actually meant to upload last night, but I got home and I was dead tired. I just had like a super long day at school, a stressful day at school, and then I come home, I rest for like an hour, and then I'm out for like another 5 hours. And I'm like stressed out. Like my sister, I do not like my sister's music very much, and she's playing her music in the car, and I'm just like, ugh. And then of course, you know, the service and everything was like terrible, so I was like irritated because of that. And so I was really tired and irritated, so I literally came inside, watched like one YouTube video, and just crashed. I did nothing but come in the house, put up groceries, sit down, and go to sleep. So yeah, I did not upload last night, so yeah. And then today, I was walking around outside. I go outside for like an hour to 2 hours, maybe more a day. So, of course, I'm walking around outside, and this random car, like, it's this white car, and I don't know if it was just random teenagers, if they recognized me, if they, like, had seen me before, or what, but, like, it pulls into the wrong lane, going down our road. Like, I go into my neighbor's yard because our yard isn't that big, and we have, like, 12 dogs, and so I can't really be in our yard. So my neighbor has allowed me to go in her yard. You know, she has like an acre worth of field, and she's like, yeah, you can go in my field and yada yada yada, have fun. So of course I go in her yard, and this car pulls into the wrong lane in the road and drives like 2 miles an hour past like the field. Of course I'm like in the middle of the field, so I don't feel in danger or anything. And they start like screaming at me. Like, I don't know what they were saying. I was listening to my music, but I was watching them like a freaking hawk. I was like, if you even like unlock that door, I am beeline into my house. So I was watching them like a hawk, and they were screaming. I couldn't understand them. So, and then they drove off, and I was like, okay, that was weird. I don't even know who the heck they were, but okay. And then again, they come driving down the road, screaming at me again. They do this like 10 times. Like, I wasn't keeping count, but it was more than 6 times. And about like on the 6th time, I was like, I pulled out my phone and paused my music and was just thinking like, are you kidding me? How many times are you gonna drive up and down this road screaming at me? It's like, I wasn't like reacting to them either. I was just kind of standing there watching them like, are you gonna do anything? I'm ready to be lined to the house. And they do nothing. They just slow down, scream at me, and keep driving. And I'm like, okay. And so I finally get fed up and I pause my music and I'm like, are you kidding me? And I look at them like with that look. And I only hear them like scream like, what are you doing? And it's like, looking at my phone, Sherlock. Because I was watching them out of the corner of my eye, but I was mainly looking at my phone like, do I need to like get ready to call someone? Like run to the house while calling someone. And of course I don't answer them. And of course I just go back to walking around. And they drive past like 3 or 4 more times. And I start kind of walking to the woods because we have like woods, like huge woods. So I start walking to the woods. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll just go over here. And so I keep walking back and forth from the woods to the yard, from the woods to the yard. And they don't drive by anymore. So I'm like, okay, you know, they're done. And I go and just finish walking around. And then I go inside. And I tell my mom and everything, like, hey, there were these, like, random people in a car yelling at me. And she's like, did you get a picture of the car? Do you know what car it was? Did you memorize the license plate? And I'm like, nope, I was too busy kind of watching them, making sure they didn't try to kill me instead of taking pictures. And also, I can't see very far, so, you know, they were probably about half a mile, like, away from me. Maybe, I don't know how I know it's at least like 0.2 or 3 miles away from me. They were pretty far away from me. And so, you know, I can't see that far, so I'm like, okay. And then also, you know, they drove past. And by the time I could actually see the back of their car, you know, there's like giant trees, and then it's like the last little stretch of the yard, and then they're gone. So it's like, no, I did not even see their license plate, and no, I wasn't going to take pictures of them. And then she's like, you should have called me. It's like, you were asleep, and you do not wake up to phone calls, like, no matter what. Because I've been at school literally, like, sick. And I've called her like, I'm, like, throwing up, I'm sick, I need you to seriously come and get me, I'm dying. And she doesn't get up. She doesn't wake up to her phone, so I have to go the rest of the day literally, like, explosively vomiting. No, not really, but I feel horrible. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, well, what would it have mattered if I even called you? So, yeah, and then, also, I didn't feel, like, unsafe at all. I knew these teenagers probably weren't going to do anything. They were probably seeing if they could get a reaction out of me, or just being annoying. You know, but if I felt in danger, I would have immediately come to the house. I wouldn't have stayed outside. I would have been like, I feel in danger, I'm going inside. You know, so, yeah. Well, that really happened. Well, I guess this is goodbye.